Dear Diary, there I was, struggling with adulthood, when life decided to throw me a curveball. Parenthood. Yes, it was a really hot one. Let's talk about a crash course in growing up. So suddenly I found myself juggling adulthood and parenthood at the same time. And let me tell you, I was like trying to balance a stack of wrapped pounded yam on a pogo stick. It's not easy at all. Now, being the eternal student of life, I had made up my mind early. I was determined to raise our children as people we actually liked, people we could have conversations with. And I shared that with my hubby, saying, listen dear, we have to do better than our parents. Don't get me wrong, our parents were superheroes. They did great. They did everything with what they had. But we had a mission, and that was just to take it up a notch. Parenting is intentional. Now, here's the thing. As parents, we all have our quirks. Yes, this is confession time. I'm a bit of a manners maniac. You can probably tell from the way I speak. You can judge all you want. This is an open diary after all, right? So I firmly believe that teaching our little ones to say please and thank you is very, very important. It's an important life lesson. But before I ramble on, here are some valuable lessons I think parenting has taught me. Lesson number 1, patience. Wow, this one really hit me like a rogue beach ball at a water park. Before parenthood, I kind of thought that I was the epitome of patience. Well, parenting revealed the truth. So my patience has levels and it got tested. I have a level of losing it before we actually get to that bit you call gentle parenting. Because to me, yes, I smack a couple of times before the message actually, reaches home. Then we don't have to do that again. There's a certain age you have to do that up until. And then you don't do it again because afterwards, all you have to do is just use your body language. If you know your body language and the message reaches home. So next time, all you need is a few words and there's a huge impact. It works like magic. Lesson number 2 I've learned is communication. Parenthood has a funny way of bringing out all those childhood traumas that you thought were long gone. So if you don't learn how to communicate, you're going to find it difficult. And suddenly you will then find yourself reliving those awkward moments from your own youth. It's like an embarrassing Instagram reel that is just playing on repeat. But really, in all seriousness, communication is key. We have to create an environment where our little ones feel safe to share their thoughts, their feelings, and even those outrageous dreams, of becoming whatever it is they want to become. We become their trusted confidants, their parents in crime, and the stories you tend to hear, you just won't believe it, what they bring back from school. Communication is part of it. As an introvert, it can be quite difficult to open up. But once you find a few things to drop into conversations, you don't even have to say so much. They will tell you what you need to know. Now, the next thing I don't think I've ever read in a book, or I've read in a book and I can't remember, is the intentional parenting, which is the 3 C's of parenting. There's carer, coach, and consultant. And I believe that we all move through the different stages with our children at different times of their lives. Now, imagine that you're staring at a blockbuster movie on the cinema screen. You have to play those 3 roles, but you can't play them all at once. They have to be in stages, right? So as a carer, which is the very first stage, this is when we birth them right up on probably the age of 10. We're caring for them. We create a safe and nurturing environment. We become this soft landing when they fall and they're biggest cheerleaders, every time. We should be that to them from baby to about 10 or preteen. Now, what then happens after that is that we move into the role of coaches. We're meant to guide them through life's ups and downs, teaching them resilience, determination, building grit into them, how to do the laundry, quick or fix quick meals, take out the bin. We need to assign them household roles that everybody is communicating to. If you go shopping, bring the shopping in from the car. You try and build their muscles, the muscular muscles as well as their brain muscles in that stage. When we are coaches, we learn to verbalize a lot of the actions that we want them to take. Learn to do the odd thing. Try the odd things that you would normally do. Delegate more as parents. Season the chicken while I watch it. Do it like this. Iron your shirts. Polish your shoes properly. To wash the car if you want to extend it to that extent. But I think as coaches, we develop as individuals, be the parents, and they develop as the children as well. Not everything requires you to shout or to flip. If we can maintain the stages, then I think they tend to turn out right, and we have a society that is not full of dysfunctional adults. The final stage is the consultant stage. This is where we tend to offer our expertise, our advice when they need it the most. And they will come to you with those burning questions. I'm not talking about questions like, Mom, why is the sky blue? Or Dad, why do dinosaurs eat broccoli? No, those are questions they will ask you while you are at the carer stage, or while we were at the carer stage. Now we're moving to more serious societal issues when you're consultants. Oh, Dad, what do you think about this? Or if you're immigrants, now is the time as consultants to share with them how you came to be where you are. If you're not immigrants, you're now talking about governance. You're talking about finance. Are you renting? How do you get a mortgage? How do you open a bank account? Things that schools will not teach them, and there are also lessons that you really want to infuse before life teaches them. Yes, there are some lessons that life will teach you, and you can only take those lessons as a result of going through it or passing through the experience. But at the consultant stage of parenting, we're only there to stand back and watch our work unfold in the children that we're trying to raise. You discuss family traits as well. You get to know also at the consultant stage. It's very important to now get to know your children a lot more. You may end up with children who are probably not verbally open, and therefore you have to create a family time for board games. If you haven't incorporated that while they were growing up, I don't see a reason why one would not. But if now is the stage, or at any point in time while you are incorporating intentional parenting, you start to fill in the blanks. Because by the consultant stage, they're now developing their own opinions. They sort of have a way in which they want their lives to turn out. So I hope with those lessons that I've shared with you from the world of parenting, it's actually useful through to anybody. I hope that as we journey through this thing called life, we remember to embrace laughter, to cherish silly moments, and never take ourselves too seriously, especially with our children. But also, most importantly, please do not judge other parents. Parents are out here winging it. They are doing it within the limits of their knowledge. Everyone's acting within the limits of their knowledge. So don't judge, offer support instead. And I think we will end up with a society that has more empathetic human beings and much more open-minded human beings. I hope this makes sense. I really do.